Daily Manna from the Torah by Dr. Ketriel Blad. Shalom everyone, welcome to the third Aliyah of Parashat VaEtchanan, and I begged. We find this Aliyah in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4, from verse 41 through 49. Today we'll cover verses 44 and 45. This is the law Moses set before the Israelites. These are the stipulations, decrees, and laws Moses gave them when they came out of Egypt. Who is the Torah for? The Torah was not given to all the nations but to the priestly nation of Israel. 10 commandments given to the sons of Noah are for all the nations, but the totality of the commandments that were given to the people that came out of Egypt does not apply to all the nations. The sons of Israel, however, have the obligation of teaching the nations which commandments apply to them, because the Jew has been set as the instructor of the sons of Noah. Romans chapter 2, verses 12 to 29 says it best. I will ask that you get your apostolic writings and you read along with me. I will make comments in a lower voice. All Gentiles who sin apart from the law, because the Torah was given to Israel, not the Gentiles, will also perish apart from the law, and all the sons of Israel who sin under the law will be judged by the law that the Eternal gave Israel through Moshe. For it is not those Jews only who hear the law who are righteous in God's sight, but it is those Jews who obey the law who will be declared righteous, in other words, acknowledged before the Eternal as those having done the right thing. Indeed, when Gentiles who do not have the law given through Moshe, because the Torah was given to the sons of the covenant of the circumcision, not the Gentiles, do by nature things required by the law, that part of the Torah that applies to the Gentiles, that is, the 7 commandments for the sons of Noah. They are, natural and logically, law for themselves, even though they do not have the law, because the Torah was given to Israel, not the Gentiles, since they show that the requirements of the law for the Gentiles, the 7 commandments of Noah, are written on their hearts, their consciences, also bearing witness, and their thoughts now accusing, now even defending them. This will take place on the day when God will judge men's secrets through Messiah Yeshua, as my gospel, proclamation of the fulfillment of the ancient promise, declares. Now you, if you call yourself a Jew, if you rely on the law of Moses given to the sons of Israel, and brag about your relationship to God, if you know His will, because His will is exposed in the 613 commandments, and approve of what is superior, because you are instructed by the law about who is God and what He wants. If you are convinced that you are a guide for the blind, the Gentiles without written and oral Torah, a light for those sons of Noah who are in the dark, an instructor of the foolish, who don't know which commandments apply to them, a teacher of infants, because they didn't have the revelation in Mount Sinai, because you have in the law the embodiment of knowledge and truth. Amen. You then, who teach others, because as a Jew, your mission is to teach the Gentiles the path. Do you not teach yourself? You who preach to the Gentiles against stealing, because it is one of the 7 commandments of Noah. Do you steal? You who say that people should not commit adultery, because it is one of the 7 commandments. Do you commit adultery? You who abhors idols, which is also one of the 7 commandments. Do you rob temples? You who brag about the law, with gratefulness, knowing the responsibility you have before the Eternal and the nations of being a devout and obedient person. Do you dishonor God by breaking the law? That is, one of the 613 commandments, particularly one of the 7 given to all men. As it is written, God's name is blasphemed among the Gentiles because of you, because a great number of Jews are not practicing what they preach. Circumcision has value, because it is a sign of the covenant that you have with the Eternal. If you observe the law, written and oral, but if you break the law, breaking the written Torah explained by the oral Torah, you have become as though you have not been circumcised, because you are violating the covenant. If those who are not circumcised keep the law's requirement, the 7 commandments given to them in the time of Noah, not the one that wasn't given to them and does not apply to them, will they not be regarded as though they were circumcised, as if he has been an obedient son of the covenant? The one who is not circumcised physically, and yet obeys the law, not the law from Sinai, but the one given to him, will condemn you, the Jewish person, who even though you have the written code and circumcision, are a lawbreaker, if you don't keep the commandments correctly. A man is not a Jew if he is only one outwardly, because Jewishness doesn't consist of having a sign of the covenant if one does not comply with that covenant. Nor is, the spiritual meaning of, circumcision merely outward and physical. No, a man is a Jew if he is one. This is a real and complete Jew, not only the one in the flesh, but also inwardly. So, no, a man is a Jew if he is one inwardly, and circumcision, to which the circumcision in the flesh points, and the one that really matters before the Eternal, is circumcision of the heart by the Spirit, not by the written code. And since the word Jew means one who praises and gives thanks, such a man's praise is not from men, for fulfilling commandments outwardly before men, but from God, because he does everything with fear of heaven, not seeking acknowledgement from men. There are 2 extreme and mistaken standpoints regarding the Torah. The first one is the one that teaches that from Golgotha, the law of Moses is not valid anymore for the Jew or for the Gentile. Now, there is a new covenant with the church, those who believe in Jesus Christ and who are the real Israel, the spiritual Israel, who replaces the Israel of the old covenant. The old covenant was canceled, and now only the commandments of the New Testament are valid, and especially love, which fulfills the law. The other standpoint regarding the Torah teaches that in the Messiah, every person from among the nations who has received new life is forced to fulfill all the law of Moshe, including circumcision in the flesh for men. This standpoint rejects the oral Torah and believes that the commandments of the Torah can be applied without the rabbi's explanations. Both standpoints threaten the Jewish people's existence and represent great obstacles for the final redemption of the Jews and the nations. May the Eternal bring us balance in this issue. Blessings and shalom.